Hey, my name is Albert, and this is On to Something. And in today's video, we're going to talk about something I like to call the three layers of observation. I'm really excited to talk about this topic because it's something that's helping me become more curious and excited about taking on new experiences. The more I think about it, the more I think it will help me improve just how I live life in general. And I hope it helps you out too. The three layers of observation are conceptualization, experience, and realization. I came up with these names after thinking a lot about my life, most of which I've spent in my own head. I am a very introspective person, and that can make me feel and seem very closed off to friends and people that I've come to meet and very distant in the relationships that I've had. I just try to figure out things on my own. I just try to experience things in a lot of ways on my own and think about them ahead of time, what they mean, what they could mean, and what it would be like to do something. Overall, it just kind of prohibited me from taking on new experiences or feeling very excited about them because I would kind of think, I already kind of know how this is going to go. So I really wouldn't feel super enthused to go out and try new things because I kind of did it all in my head already in a lot of ways, if that makes sense. And it really wasn't until I had that experience that I talked about in my introduction video where I went to the ocean for the first time that I really came to buck that trend. I thought about what being in the ocean would be like and decided I just didn't like it just for the sake of deciding that I didn't like it. And it really wasn't until I finally gave it a try that I felt sand be pulled underneath my feet for the very first time. And that's never an experience I would have thought about if I didn't actually get out and try it. And the more I think about that, it kind of led me to this realization that there are three layers of how I observe things. And the more I embrace them, the more excited about life I feel I'm becoming. It was a mixture of introspection, isolation, and perfectionism that kind of left me in my head through a lot of my life experiences. And that's something that I've come to want to get away from. And a way that I feel I'm able to do that is by thinking about the three layers of observation. To talk about them, I want to kind of structure it in a way that I feel is instructional. So, what I'll do is I'll talk about a layer as it's defined or as I define it. I'll talk about some of the benefits of it and what are some potential pitfalls if you lean on one of these layers too much, because I do think that there's a balance to be had in these three layers. So, let's get into it. Conceptualizing an experience can be really good because it helps you become more intentional about the experience you're going to have. What do you want to get out of it? What is the outcome that you want to have? If you can conceptualize these things ahead of time, it'll help the actual experience because it gives you that frame of reference. It gives you a jumping off point to make that conceptualization a reality. A pitfall of conceptualization is that you could potentially rob yourself of an experience if you don't actually go out and try it. A problem that I've had through a lot of my adult life is that I would over conceptualize, and once I felt like I had a an accurate enough sense of what an experience would be like, I would question if it was even worth going after whatever that experience was to begin with, because I already kind of felt like how it would be, and I just found myself missing out on a lot of opportunities when I look back on things. So I would not want to go down that road. I would not advise that by any means. The second layer of observation is the experience itself. And while that may seem pretty obvious, I think it's important to consider it distinctly on its own because it helps you be in the present moment more. You understand that you are actively experiencing something, so you're more apt to take something in. If you're out at the beach, you're able to take in those details. You're able to get better in better touch with your senses and just really enjoy whatever the moment may or may not be. It's something that I've definitely overlooked a lot, but it's also something that I think could have a lot of pitfalls as well. I'll use an example of playing a video game. Like if I enjoy the experience of playing a video game, if I'm so focused on that, then I might become less aware of other things that I need to do. I can lose track of time. I can let other responsibilities slip because I'm so focused on that experience that the day or evening just kind of gets away from me. So I definitely think it's important to consider the present moment and what you're experiencing, but you don't want to get so involved in it that you lose awareness about other things going on in your life. The third layer of observation is realization. And using the beach example, this would be the moment for the first time that I felt sand be pulled underneath my feet. Just something that I didn't conceptualize, something that I did not expect and surprised me about the experience. And something like that entirely changes my opinion about the experience. And going through something like that, realizing that there can be something so profound that I did not see coming has made me a lot more curious and excited to try new things because I don't know everything. I'm not going to be able to entirely conceptualize what an experience is going to be like. And it makes it a lot more fun to go out and just see something, try it out for the first time, and be blown away about an aspect of it that you did not expect or really see coming. Realization allows you to enrich and enhance the first two layers of observation. It kind of brings it all together. And it also can help you see the silver lining in things. Like, let's say if a relationship ends or if you apply for a job and it didn't work out, you can use the skill of realization to learn how much you've grown as a person as a result of the relationship, how you've gained a better understanding of what you do and do not want out of a partner, and just realize the strides that you have made as a person and how much you have matured. Or you can learn about things like what skills you need to develop, what skills you want to work on. It can give you a path forward in having the outcome that you ultimately want. So I think there's a lot of strength to be had out of considering the three layers of observation, particularly the ability to realize different things about an experience that you didn't necessarily expect. As amazing as the third level of observation is, I think it's very important to not lean too far into it because you might end up losing out on just enjoying the present moment. Not every experience is going to have a profound realization. Sometimes you just like going to the beach. Sometimes you have experienced something before, you have a good, accurate read on how to conceptualize an experience, and you're just going to go out and have a good time. And you don't necessarily have to find a deeper layer in meaning of things. But I think it's important to consider the three layers of observation to make that deduction. If you just like going to the beach, if you've felt sand underneath your feet before and you just like that moment, you don't have to try to find some deeper meaning. You can just go out and enjoy it. And that's something that for me in my personal life, I have not always been very great at doing. And thinking about the three levels of observation is something that overall is going to help me stay in the present moment. So, the main takeaway I think of the three levels of observation are that they exist whether you cognitively think about them or not. If you go to take on a new experience, you'll at first think about what that experience is going to be like. You'll actually have the experience. And then there's probably going to be some aspects about it that you did not consider and that you're surprised by. But if you consciously think about these three layers, I do feel like they will overall enhance each other and make the experience that much better, and also make you that much more excited and curious about the experience. The better you get at conceptualizing an experience, the better you will get at actually enjoying the experience. You'll have a better idea of what to look out for and things that you'll enjoy about it. So when you actually get to that moment, you can more presently enjoy it. And the better you get at experiencing things, the better you'll get at being surprised by different aspects of it that you didn't consider. And the more you think about things that you realize and find about experiences, the more you'll want to conceptualize different ones or reconceptualize how you presently enjoy an experience. I think it all just kind of folds in on itself in a really interesting way that makes the observation and participation of life that much more enriching. It's something that's definitely going to help me out. And I hope it helps you out too. So I think I'm on to something because the three levels of observation will help me be more excited about trying new experiences and better about enjoying the experiences that I do have. But what do you think? Is this something that you think would help you out? Is this something that you've already done on your own? I'd really be curious to hear what you think about this. So please leave a like, a comment, and all that YouTube stuff. I'd really appreciate it. Again, my name is Albert. This has been On to Something, and I'll catch you in the next video.